Thrift shopping is cool, and today I'm gonna teach you how to be cool. I am so dorky. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. If and when you think about thrift shopping, you probably fall into one of two camps. There's the one side that thinks thrift shopping is only if you're poor, only if you can't afford high-end designer Versace clothing. And then there's a second side that thinks that thrift shopping is cool. Thrift shopping can help bring out a unique sense of style that you just can't find in modern stores like Forever 21 or H&M or Urban Outfitters or any of those stores. But the common ground between those two camps of people is that they look at thrift shopping as some otherworldly thing, as if you can't attain it. And what I'm here to say is that not only is thrift shopping easy, but it's totally attainable, it's totally simple, and it's something that I've been loving doing for the past couple of years. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 3 tips for good thrift shopping, effective thrift shopping, you know, the best way to get the most bang for your buck and find the best clothes for your style. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about my own personal journey with thrift shopping, and then at the end we'll have a little bit of a try-on haul of cool clothing that I have found through thrifting and have a little bit of an awkward, clumsy fashion show, but I can show off some cool stuff, so who cares? And yes, before you ask down in the comments, I am wearing thrifted clothing in today's video. This sweater I recently bought, and I'm also wearing these jeans, so it's a little bit of a turtleneck and a sweater thing going on with jeans, and it's really freaking exciting. So, for my personal journey to thrift shopping, it's nothing dramatic or intense, it's just something that I became interested in probably a year or so ago. I've never really felt super connected to stores like Forever 21, H&M, Urban Outfitters, etc., that people my age, teenagers, whatever, young adults, really enjoy shopping at. You know, I'd go into those stores and I'd be like, yeah, this stuff is cool, but like, it doesn't make me feel beautiful. Or if it does make me feel beautiful, it's only for the first time I wear it, maybe the second, and then I'm over it. So here I was spending like $20, $30, $40 plus dollars on a single piece of clothing and getting tired of it pretty much right away. So I soon realized, number one, that was not sustainable for my lifestyle. The clothing that I buy, I want to be able to wear for years and layer and create different outfits with, and I always want to feel cool and put together and, you know, like myself. I'm not going to go into a long rant about clothing, but it is so important to feel the most like yourself with what you're wearing. If you're a girl, for example, and you don't identify with the classic feminine style, and you much prefer to wear big sweaters and baggy jeans or combat boots and whatever you're into, if you want to wear it, you should be able to wear it. So once I kind of did a little bit of soul searching and realized that I wasn't super into the typical clothing stores that I was expected to be shopping at, I was like, well shit, am I ever gonna feel cute in clothing? Am I ever gonna feel like myself in clothing? Will clothing ever excite me and jazz me? And lo and behold, eventually I found thrift shopping and I realized, yes, I can most certainly feel like myself in clothing. All of a sudden, clothes shopping became so much fun for me because, yes, it was a daunting task and it was hard to find new thrift stores and I always felt a little bit nervous going into them, but then I was like, shit, I love 90s clothing. I love wearing overalls and high-waisted and baggy jeans and big sweaters, and I love having my hair short, and you know, they may seem all like such trivial, stupid, frilly things, but it has given me more confidence, more self-assurance, and goddamn, it's just fun. So now that I've told you a little bit of my journey into thrift shopping and how I've ended up at the point I am now, I'm going to be giving you my top 3 tips for thrift shopping. Ways that can make thrift shopping more accessible for you, simpler for you, and for you to kind of realize that thrift shopping is not only for somebody who wants to look like they're from the 90s or from the 80s or whatever. Thrift shopping can fit into your lifestyle regardless of what your personal style or aesthetic is. So, the number one way to thrift shop like a pro is to realize what your own personal sense of style is. I just mentioned it, but after spending a long time dabbling in different types of styles, whether it be, you know, preppy or t-shirts and leggings or PacSun type clothing, I eventually realized that they never made me feel that good or that much like myself, and then I became friends with some different types of people who were wearing different kinds of clothing than anyone I had ever knew. Baggy flannels, using stockings as pants, more combat boots, backwards hats, overalls, jean skirts. I don't know, I just became friends with all these people that kind of weirdly opened up my eyes to the possibilities of fashion. I would get excited over their outfits and over how unique and different and cool they looked, and it just really made me excited about fashion myself. And that's something that I never thought I would ever have. I would never consider myself completely a tomboy or like ungirly, I guess the conventional sense of girliness that we all think of. But I also knew that I didn't enjoy shopping. It actually kind of made me miserable, and that it gave me like this weird sense of anxiety that prevented me from ever exploring my aesthetic. But going backwards, the whole point is, once I realized that I really liked these people's outfits and that I felt more beautiful and awesome and empowered when I wore those same kinds of outfits, I was like, cool, man, I like wearing 90s clothes and that's just my thing. Now, of course, I felt kind of weird about it and people would make me feel weird. You get kind of different looks when you wear thrifted clothing sometimes. But it was fun because wearing that clothing gave me enough confidence to not care what other people thought of me wearing it. You know, in high school, it wasn't the most normal thing to wear a pair of overalls to school, but you know what? I damn did it, and I damn did it well. So my point is, get involved in different types of communities of people. Use them as ways to find what your personal sense of style is, and you can spend your weekends perusing through different stores, different thrift stores, and just seeing which items appeal to you and kind of forming and putting together your personal style and aesthetic. I promise that yes, it will take a while, but at the end of it, you will feel so good and so self-assured in the style that you most identify with. And now my second tip for being a boss-ass bitch at thrift stores is realizing that not all thrift stores are created equal. I've had a lot of experience at a lot of different thrift stores around the country and around the world, and I can tell you, I've walked into thrift stores and found so many items that I love and adore, and I've hated the vibe of the store, but gotten the items for like 50 cents a piece. Likewise, I've walked into stores that have the best vibe and the coolest people working there, and you know, like lots of people my age shopping there, but all of the items are like $20, $30 plus regular priced clothing as in the stores, and I've hated every single piece. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, by thrift shopping, you're being a bomb-ass bitch and you're, you know, not contributing to waste and to poor wages and you're helping to recycle clothing, but it's not always going to be perfect. People like to romanticize thrift shopping in a way that makes it seem like it's perfect and fun and great, but the reality is that when I walk into a Salvation Army, which is one of my favorite thrift stores, I don't feel necessarily welcome or like I belong there because I'm not Catholic, I'm not Christian, I don't believe in what Salvation Army stands for, but I find dirt cheap items there. I still get to recycle clothing and contribute to a better environment, and I find pieces that I wear almost daily or weekly and that make me feel fucking awesome. And yeah, I might not emotionally feel like I'm welcome there or good about contributing to, you know, something that I don't necessarily believe in, but it's like you pick your battles, you know, you go back and forth. So if going into a Salvation Army or some sort of store like that scares you, it's okay, you know, you don't have to necessarily feel super welcome there. So yes, while higher end thrift stores, I don't really refer to them as thrift stores, but while higher end, you know, recycled clothing stores will make you feel more cool and like fit your aesthetic, it's still going to be really expensive, and if spending as little money as possible is your goal, you might just be more welcome at other stores. But this is just one lowly thrift shopper's opinion, and you should definitely try all different kinds of thrift stores, go by yourself, go with friends, try a bunch of different things on, and have your personal experiences at these places. You will be so surprised by the places that you'll love and the places that you'll hate. I mean, for me, people love It's called Buffalo Exchange. It's like in New York and a couple other cities. People love Buffalo Exchange. They say it's like the best thrift store ever. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice, but when I go in there and I shop around, they're asking me to pay $30 or $40 for something that I could get for like 50 cents at a Salvation Army. So I kind of book it right out of there. And then my third and last tip for being a bomb-ass bitchin' thrifter is patience. Yeah, I know, you can go to any conventional clothing store, you can look through the shelves. If you find something that you like the style of, but they don't have your size, you just go through until you find it, try it on, bada bing, bada boom. You've got a great piece of clothing and you're in and out in 5 or 10 minutes. Thrift shopping, on the other hand, is a little bit different in the fact that you could spend hours in a store and walk out with one thing or maybe nothing. For example, all the time when I'm thrift shopping, I find something that I like love the style of, but it just doesn't fit, and it's not like I can pick the correct size, you know, you just gotta toss it aside as much as you may like it. Or vice versa, you might find something that fits perfectly, you know, in a perfect world it would fit great, but you just don't really like the style, you can't see yourself wearing it, so you don't want to spend money on it. But as much as that is a weakness of thrift shopping, it is also a strength because it can be super fun, you know? You just dedicate an entire day to go by yourself or with a friend or two and hit up like 4 or 5 different thrift stores and just see what you can find. And that's another great thing about thrift shopping too, is that the products are constantly changing as people buy more stuff and people donate more stuff. And it's kind of fun because you can get involved. You can donate some of your old clothing that you're tired of, and you can feel like you're giving back to the places you're buying from, and it's just a really fun experience. But yes, the point is patience is so important. You cannot get frustrated with thrift shopping. If you do begin to get frustrated, just remember how good it is for the environment, for yourself, and how great you're gonna feel when you do find that kick-ass pair of overalls or jeans or a sweater, whatever you're looking for. Because believe it or not, one day you'll get dressed in the morning and you'll look down at your clothing and you'll realize that every piece you're wearing has been thrifted over the years from different places in the country or in your town, and it's just kind of fun. You create a story with your clothing. You know, all the time people come up to me, they're like, oh my god, I love your jeans, I love your overalls, I love this, that, or the other. Where'd you get it? And I'm like, oh, you know, a thrift store in New York City or a thrift store in Philly or in London or wherever I've been. And every time they ask me about the piece of clothing or I think of the piece of clothing, I immediately also think of a story involved with that, a specific day, a specific memory. Clothing should not be something that you just use to get by. It should be something that you use to make yourself feel beautiful and to add to the fabric of your life. I know that sounds cliche and dramatic and romanticized, but it's true. Clothing is fucking fun, and if you don't feel like clothing is fun, okay, sure, you genuinely just might not like shopping. But the reality is that you probably just haven't found your thing yet, your type of style, your clothing, your aesthetic. And thrift shopping is a good way to get immersed into a world of all different styles. Alright, so now that I've given you my top 3 tips for thrift shopping, I'm going to go through a quick little fashion show. Ugh, that's so stupid. I'm gonna do a little bit of a try-on haul now for some of my personal favorite thrifted pieces. Now, before I show you the clips, this is not all of the thrifted items that I have, and a lot of them are repeated, and a couple of the items I wear are not thrifted just because I've had them for a really long time. But almost everything except for like one item that I'm gonna show you is thrifted, and it's fun and it fits my style and it's just really great. So I hope you enjoy this little montage that'll probably be a little bit awkward, but just enjoy the clothing. Okay.
I'm only young and living life a little reckless. Except I really haven't. I've been looking at my checklist. These thoughts flow in and out my head. It gets me kinda restless. At night I stay awake so I can search to find the message. I guess with adolescence you just focus on the positives, not listening to all the talk. Synonyms, homonyms, metaphors they said before. I'm sharper than an iron sword, following a gallant knight, riding on a stubborn horse. Hit him with the 2-step slow, and then I'll dance around the room, getting low limbo. So I'll just raise the bar higher, do what I desire. I'll make $1 million, then I'll start an empire. Fire, burning on the track, Sean Kingston. I'm nicer than the others, cause you know I'm straight chillin'. He's never gonna make it, I heard it all before. Give me 3 damn minutes and your girl be at my door talking.
One step ahead of heartbreak, one step the head of misery. One step is all I have to take. Backwards to be the same old fool for you I used to be. I'm only
young, but I guess I'm getting older. 18 years and my skin's a little colder. They say it gets better, no rain or stormy weather. There's gold somewhere, rainbows never last forever. The reds, the yellows, blues, the green, the world is smaller than it seems.
So, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a fashion show. If you're into thrift shopping, you have any tips of your own, or you just like this kind of video, feel free to give this video a great big thumbs up. It really helps me out. You can also leave a comment down below telling me your favorite piece of thrifted clothing or something about it that you enjoy, or, you know, anything you pulled away from this video. And if you're new here, on this channel I make videos about everything from veganism to self-love, minimalism, thrift shopping, taking a gap year after high school, travel, vlogging, like legit anything you want to see on YouTube you maybe will be able to find on this channel. So if you're not already subscribed, do feel free to click that little red subscribe button to stay tuned to any or all of my videos. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to have you here. Glad to have you a part of the community. And yes, my name is Jamie, Everything Real, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Cause you know I'm straight chillin', he's never gonna make it. I heard it all before, give me 3 damn minutes till your girl be at my door talking.
one step the head of heartbreak.